Hello and welcome everyone to another fireside chat featuring Naman, the usual guest, CEO and co-founder at NodeOps, although I'm sure that everyone is already aware. Um, as per the last one we had, we tend to have these fireside chats, you could say like async opportunities, right? When we have some juicy developments in the pipeline. And this time is actually no different. As a matter of fact, we went live yesterday with our staking hub, which could be summarized as the dual incentive staking platform powered by NodeOps Network. As a result, we thought it would be suitable, be best to take a deep dive, right, into what the staking hub is, some of the thought process behind it, why now, and address some of the questions that the retail audience might have. And then we'll also touch a little bit on the rent and machine flow, which is scheduled to go live soon. Therefore, Naman, I think it would be first things first. Thanks for joining us, and it would be best to probably start as to the timing of it, right? Like, why did we decide as a team to go live with the staking hub now?
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for hosting this again, Eric. And we'll try to be more consistent with this format as well. Ideally, if you look at Staking Hub, the intent is very straightforward to ensure that wherever NodeOps is joining in as a validator, we provide more incentives to the community, and where there is an opportunity for us to be a node operator. How about creating a dual incentive program along with the foundations, along with the partners, so that we provide the maximum yields, maximum benefits for our community. And we've designed like a very unique mechanism for it via a form called stake drop, because no token right now is not liquid in the market. The intent is, as usual, to provide as much utilities, as much value accrued to the holders right now, and give an opportunity for others to come in as well in form of stake drop as the next activation. So the way it works is, if you look at all the POS chains, you have a validator responsible to secure the chain, improve the performance, participate in the block processing, all of it. So validators in exchange on rewards. These rewards are in form of commissions or staking rewards, for a particular protocol, and it varies from protocol to protocol based on the economics and the consensus mechanisms there. But now with what we've been doing with Staking Hub is providing like a dual incentive program here, where
Right.
users and delegators not just earn respective native APRs and native yields, but on top of it also on ST node from our end. Now, why ST node? Because this opens up an opportunity for us to do a much wider distribution and collaboration with our strong strategic partners. That, hey, how about we set up like a dual incentive 1:1 matched campaign? And right now we've just started with very selective ones, which includes Beam and Hyperliquid. Beam, because it was a clear direction in terms of we being the largest validator there with more than 300 million plus node tokens staked, more than I think 4,000 node keys been staked on Beam network. So it made sense to further incentivize these users and these communities to come in and participate. And Beam was the first one. We also have Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is one such ecosystem that team has been very closely contributing to, be it as a validator, as a core contributor from tech side. And we are one of the active validators on testnet right now. Uh, Fingers crossed, hopefully we would be on mainnet very soon as well, but we don't want to wait for that. Testnet is also something that we are very keen to further incentivize the Hyperliquid community, and that's why we launched Hyperliquid as the second partner for the staking hub, wherein you have all the reward programs, all the campaigns already set. You can find it out in our docs. But now, to answer your question, why now? Well, because we are nearing to our NodeOps network protocol mainnet launch as well, and to do that, we definitely need a strong staking ecosystem been created, right? So the entire infrastructure today is kind of chain agnostic. Although we will be launching as an as an L3 on Arbitrum, securing economic security powered by our AVS. And I get like it makes sense to have a strong set of staking ecosystem for our compute layer because we cannot just distribute inflationary rewards. There is like a revenue share angle that we have placed as well via economics, which would be revealed very soon. Like the intent is loop in the right staking ecosystem towards us and make them be like a contributor to the entire NodeOps network as well. Because right now they would be owning ST node that is redeemable to node tokens. And
Right.
yeah, these node tokens we want them to stake on our compute providers, stake across our pools so that they can earn additional yields and secure the network as well and provide economic security. So that's the goal, and we that's why we started initially with very selective partners. There are some more going live, but it's not like we'll go all in one go. It would be something that we're going to do like in a phase-wise manner, planning to create something like a voting system for our community to decide which one do they want next. So it would be like, that entire leaderboard of sort where you have projects coming in, people can vote on
Right.
it, we can incentivize and get more participation coming in as well. So to make it like truly community driven integration opportunity there, because we don't make anything out of this. Like this is just to ensure that we get maximum distribution across the place, and we get a lot of stakers coming in. So that's why staking hub is one very critical aspect of the protocol mainnet launch, and it takes us one step near to improving the economic security altogether.
I mean, you've pretty much addressed some of most of the questions that I wanted to ask you with this very comprehensive answer. But I think something that the audience would like to hear you answer, right, would be as to why they should use the staking up, right? Because of course, like the staking platforms are nothing new, right? They've been around, and most central exchanges have an option where you can stake your tokens there with the supported tokens there. So why do you think that the staking hub is an improvement, right, compared to um, some of the current available options, and who should it cater to? Should it be to node operators who are already familiar? Is it what can you say, like target audience agnostic? I think it would be best. I mean, on top of the UX UI, it's been incredible. I've been playing around with it, and it's truly stellar and way better than some of the other options. But of course, I'm sort of biased, but I've been around the space for a number of years, so the UI UX element is clearly what can I say, superior. But you understand, like, why should a user? It's a pretty crowded space, so why do you think it's a superior, not a superior option, but a valid alternative to some of the options that are currently available in the market?
First of all, why users should come in here, because the type of incentives been set are like very aggressive as compared to any other protocols, as any other platforms out there, and it's not like a short-term sprint here.
Right.
These rewards are gonna be perpetually received, and the distribution of these rewards is proportionate and directly proportional to the block time and the performance of that POS network itself. So this is inspired from stake drop campaigns that were very successful 3 years back by Persistence team, and the intent right now for us is to ensure that we be fully prepared in terms of getting that mass distribution to come in. That's why, like, the type of networks that we're going to open up for stake drop, it's like a direct airdrop of node tokens to certain, foundations and certain
Precisely.
ecosystems as well, right? Not foundations, but their ecosystem and their community members. So yeah, I want to like ensure that we give out the best opportunity here. So why part? Because it's going to be super incentivized, highly incentivized at initial level. Of course, UX is something that we take care of very seriously, and that's been one of the best opportunity overall for anyone to explore NodeOps, because we put like serious amount of time into getting it right from UI UX perspective. And I think, yeah, with newer chains coming in, it would be a matter of time when you see that this platform would be used by a lot of protocols, a lot of ecosystems out there to create their own staking campaigns as well. Because the design mechanics is placed in such a way that the redemption cycle of ST node can be to your own native tokens as well, right? So we are currently talking with some folks who are yet to, who are at a pre-TG level and are gonna do staking sometime soon. And our intent would be, let people have ST points right now, and you can create your own redemption cycle if needed, or we can create our own redemption cycle for you as well. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one because this is like literally mapped with respect to how you get the rewards on particular chain. It's not like, okay, we have set like per day pool or something, like it's calculated. Then you understand how much rewards per day would be given. Yes, you're
Right.
given a thought in terms of that first 14 to 28, 21 days acts like a bootstrapping period. So there would be more incentives for people who come in earlier. So the earlier you come in, the lesser audience you have, thus you get the bigger pie, bigger piece of the pie as well. So that's why,
Simple.
I think it would be a good opportunity. Why we launched it right now, it's looking at this markets right now, it doesn't make sense to just think about, when to do certain things and when to do certain launches. It's more about consistently shipping things out. Yes, traction doesn't come to be, really great in this market because everyone is kind of like at a neutral or bearish stage, but it doesn't matter, as long as you're providing the right value to your existing community as well. I think the word spreads quickly in Web3, and that's why we never stop from shipping things. It's like a rule right now internally that every week you will see at least one major release going out as a benefit to our users.
That's quite the commitment, and it's true. And I think something that is extremely interesting is like how do you achieve the right balance, right? Because underpinning the stake drop mechanism is what can I say, a testament of loyalty and almost faith into your partners because you're providing them with access to node exposure, right, going forward. So you have to choose the right dancing partners because you are essentially exposing your token supply, right, to partners out there. So and considering that there will also be, of course, like an element of community coming in and bottom up involvement where they'll be able to vote and who they'll want the next partner to be. These are two very powerful forces, right? So how are you able to achieve the right balance? And I think if you do, and when we will do, it's such a powerful precedent, right? Because other people will be able to look at us as a pilot and say, hey, like they were both able to choose the right partners, and because there are a few scammy actors in this industry, it's just the name of the game. But they were also able to listen to what their community had to say and you know what I mean, and involve them from the onset. How do you think that's achievable, or is it a continuous journey, right, where you don't necessarily always achieve that final destination, but it's just something that you have to continuously fight through?
If there is one rule that we internally follow right now, which is, you know, think about your existing community first because they are your trusted and the most loyal supporters since day one. Get it validated by them. If they like it, I'm 100% sure others would like it. So we've been like trying to follow a very systematic framework for every release going forward. Like we'll give like an alpha access to our existing users first, leak all the info in Discord for them to play around. Our Discord is like pretty much active overall. They get into this, they provide real time feedbacks. Our team goes on calls with them, understand what they think about it. If they like it, we move forward. If they don't, we work upon it, get back to them again, and it's like an iterative process. So community is not just about, commenting those bullish or LFG on socials. Like that's just one part of it. To be honest, for us, it's more about users more than community. Users. If we are able to bring our community right now to use the platform, that's everyone's dream and everyone's goal, right?
Right.
And fortunately, at NodeOps, we've been hitting more than 100K monthly active users consistently, across all the products that we've released so far. Now, Staking Hub is, just a day old right now to the public. And I'm not going to comment on what targets do we have in mind or anything, because honestly, right now, there are no targets. The only
Right.
target that we have right now is everything goes out smoothly. and we get an opportunity to incentivize the maximum of the ecosystem partners and distribute it to the fullest. Like that's the only target right now.
100%. And sort of to close off the Staking Hub segment, you could say, of this session is just watch out for next week, as we'll have some exciting developments going out, especially with some of the names that are already available. So I won't go any further on that. Thank you very much, Naman. It's super exciting to hear about Staking Hub, and I'm very curious to see what the traction will actually look like, and what names we'll be able to gather and just sort of witness this continuous growth, right, and maturity of this the Staking Hub ecosystem. That said, something that we've been working on internally is the rent a machine flow, right? And I'm sure that it'll be the first time for some of the listeners to hear about it. So I think it'll be suitable to start at a high level. This won't be a deep dive into it. We're sort of using this opportunity to touch upon it briefly, to present it to our audience, and then later on there will be more ad hoc content. So don't worry about it if you're hearing about it and you don't necessarily hear all the specifics. There will be an opportunity to do so going forward. But at a high level, right, would you be able to say, explain, sorry, and elaborate on to what the rent a machine flow actually is? Like, how does it work? And the first question that came to my mind when I sort of familiarized myself with it was, how is it actually beneficial, right, to everyone? So not only devs and builders out there, but also to retail users.
So you could consider this to be like one of the most important steps to expand our compute side of things, bootstrap this supply more effectively. Right now, we do have decent amount of compute providers actively contributing and receiving rewards and work scheduling or orchestrating the workloads on that. But we've seen like significant demand in last, I think, 2 months towards AI and GPU side of things with us as well, even though we never touched it. But now, after looking at it, like the intent is pretty straightforward that how about anyone can come in, even if they don't have GPUs or CPUs with them, they can rent it out, they can lease it out from us and list it on the marketplace for anyone else to consume. So it's like a good amount of simplified marketplace where you actually don't need hardware. So all you need to do is like subscribe, and we provision the hardware for you, right? You get access to everything. We just provision it for you. And now all the workloads or all the demand that comes in on NodeOps network, you are the supplier for it. And therefore, if your machine is truly reliable, therefore, if your machine has decent amount of capacity, you would be able to get that workloads orchestrated and scheduled on you. So I'm personally super excited for this because this opens up the opportunity for us to venture into the entire developer landscape with having all the things as templates ready. Right now, what team internally is doing is like, we're not focusing on just making it live as the go. The goal is, okay, if anyone is coming in, they should be very familiar with how they can use these compute. It's not like you go there, you build your own models and then come back and train. Like we'll simplify it, we'll structure it, we'll provide templates for it. And these templates would act like a go-to for any developer to come in and consume. So we're actually working with 40 to 60 odd developers right now across the world to just try it out, give their feedbacks, and let us know like what do they think about it. So one of the use cases that currently they've been testing around is our terminal, and like one of the feedback that I received was the use case was awesome, very useful, easy to deploy. We still haven't published a template so far, but we do have the templates ready and we don't have any feedbacks right now. However, once we got access to the server, once we had the machine ready, your team helped us in deploying the template, and the experience was pretty seamless. Like this is the feedback that I received from one of the devs as well, just
Awesome.
candidly. And I I absolutely bullish on this entire user flow that we're creating for doing something different right now, because it's not just going out with, hey, we have a compute, go forward and use in whatever you want. Like we've been demand first. And if I see that as an opportunity where we could generate more demand via templates, we're going to do that. So that's the game plan. Let's see how it shapes out to be. But yeah, absolutely open to connect with developers, foundations, whosoever is keen to come in and try it out. The terminal that we've created so far can be very seamlessly, configured for your own use cases, your own toolkits, and it would act like a web browser for you that you can use for hackathons, you can use for your own use cases. Even internally, you can integrate it with all of your toolings as well. And yeah, everything is like AI powered, so you don't have to worry about upgrades, monitoring, automation has been taken care to the fullest there. So yeah, open invite to anyone to participate.
Beyond exciting. And as I was sort of taking a deep dive into this, right? One of the sessions that we had, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. You mentioned something about how it could also unlock new relationships, right, or new partnerships, even with some of the existing players. So, for example, like how could this mechanism, what can I say, spawn new partnerships and collaborations? I think it's a better term with other NAS providers, for example, or other decentralized infra providers, because it's a truly novel flow and mechanism, right? So the possibilities are endless. So I wanted to hear your take on the matter, if possible.
In terms of the partners and like how you're thinking about it, it's more about use case driven rather than type of partner driven. Like we have been focused on that, and right now there are like some of the data inference partners with us, some of the intent guys with us, AI intent and inferences, some of the storage nodes as well, storage partners as well. So they want to leverage our compute for data storage, pre-processing, fine tuning, and then powering the endpoints for their community to use. So that's an exciting one as well. We do have some like gaming chains, but I'm yet to see like how that's going to shape out, honestly. So would still give some time on understanding, and team is currently working with really good kick-ass partners on that. And when I say working, it's not just like announcing a partnership here, it's actually doing a POC at least in terms of understanding if things work out, right? So yeah, these are some of the use cases, or I would say type of partners that we're working with beyond developers individually. And what we are excited to look at is we've seen this, a lot of tutorials in terms of how to set up XYZ or how to deploy XYZ contracts or how to deploy an XYZ node like on socials. We're trying to like create an entire script there, which could, as an agent, get those tutorials, add them as a contributor on our network, get the template in place, create the entire orchestration for them, and just provide a one click for them. So they also don't have to wait for users to buy a VPS from somewhere, then set this up, then
Right.
VPS goes down, then people are going to put them accountable that hey, I use your code base, but these are the challenges that I'm facing. So how about we like kind of automate it via our agents here, and that's been the work in progress right now. Like we've seen some good amount of growth into it. It's all in the docs. I'm not just shilling it out. It's all in our docs already. You can definitely check it out.
Awesome. As with everything, we do everything as an open book, so everything is transparent and verifiable. So, and we're of course open to any feedback. The mindset is always user first, utility first, and product first. So if you have any kind of feedback, our channels are open, our DMs are open. So yeah, reach out. The team is always open to hear what you have to say. It's been, as always, a very eye-opening session. I love these fireside chats, as they provide an opportunity to have like async dialogue, right, about what's happening, and probably going forward we'll make sure to have to open it up to the community, right? So we'll hear, like we'll announce that we have an opportunity to chat with you or the members of the team, and we'll accept questions, right, that the community might have, and have members of the team address them. So that's something that we're also working on. That said, as we're wrapping things up, is there anything that you'd like to leave the listeners with? Naman, now's the time.
I think I'll take this one on you this time. What do you think excites you about staking up? And I won't talk about rent a machine right now with you because I know you have to literally go through everything as well first. But what's exciting about staking up for you? And if you would have to, you know, get the community hyped up, like, yeah, what would be the alpha for them?
With the dual incentive mechanism, right? The one side of the scale is exposure to NodeOps, right? So one built-in condition is that you have to be somewhat of a believer, or if you're not a believer, at least monitoring NodeOps, right? Because even if you have exposure to the supply, you could take a bet, but that's up to the discretion of the user. But so there would have to be a built-in premise that you are looking at NodeOps, which is what we love, right? So if we haven't won you over yet, please use our products, and then we'll win you over. So I think from that perspective, it's very much sort of user agnostic, right? Because it only requires for you to look at NodeOps, and what whichever way you feel about it, there's a place for you, right? On top of the exciting rewards that the exposure to the exciting rewards that it provides the users with access with for the chains that we support, right? So for Beam, all the native rewards, for Hyperliquid, all the exciting APY, albeit that we're only on testnet, but if we will be on mainnet, that will follow as well. And then the second level of my answer would be truly the new ecosystem. Like I think when you put together new chains, especially in considering the ethos that we embrace, right, and NodeOps of collaboration and bringing folks together and spawning conversations, as a result of having a growing ecosystem, because we are not stopping here. Like it's only started with two, but we started we did the product the product went live yesterday. We'll add new chains in the future, and I'm sure that it will be a thriving ecosystem, right? Because if there's a killer UI and everyone stands to earn, those to me make the right conditions to have a pretty kick-ass atmosphere. So yeah, I don't know if you agree, but yeah, those are the two aspects that I think it's truly like a retail friendly platform, right? It's super intuitive. It's the earlier you get involved, the better. So if you're seeing this now, once it goes live, use this as an alpha to actually get started, and yeah, you can expect more going forward. So I'm beyond excited, and there is truly no barrier to entry. So I mean, to me, it sounds like a no-brainer. I don't know if you wanted to add anything further, but on my own 2 feet right now, because I wasn't expecting this question, that's sort of what those were the first thoughts that came to mind.
Okay, interesting. And like, what do you want the next project to be on us taking up? What's your favorite one? What are you bullish on in this current market right now?
I think you mentioned one this morning. I want name drop specifically. You mentioned one this morning, and I also met some of the folks in Denver when I went. There's an
Okay,
octopus in there's an octopus in their logo, right? And I won't go any further. And I think I'm bullish on their team. I just think that some of the conversations that we're currently having, without providing too much alpha, there's some tools that provide you with exposure to. Because of course you need to have the right mix of players, right, at the right time of their growth. So whilst I'm bullish on some builders that are sort of at an earlier stage, you sort of need to be including names that are at a pre-TG kind of stage, right? So they're getting everything in motion and everything ready to hit the market. And yeah, there's some names there that I'm pretty excited about. I don't want to name drop specifically because otherwise this might get clipped. But yeah, I don't know if you got I'm sure that you got the hint at those guys. But I met the team, and yeah, I think I'll be monitoring them for a couple months, and I will keep a close eye on how things will actually unfold mainnet wise as a neutral Web3 user, not as a NodeOps team member.
got it. Are they pre-TG right now?
Correct.
Okay, interesting. Got it, got it. Cool.
What about you?
Like I'm personally excited to see, just bringing in like prominent ones like Solana ecosystem coming in. Like we have some more opportunities right now, so definitely want to work upon it ASAP. Like that's something that we are looking at. And yeah, there are some more like we've been looking at Sofon, Zero G Labs. These are like some really prominent players right now, and we definitely want to see how things looks like with them.
Awesome. I mean, look, we'll have more of these conversations going forward, so it'll be sort of like a celebratory chat in the future when we'll be able to add more names, talk about these names, and yeah,
Yeah.
the party is just getting started. Naman, it's been beyond eye-opening as always and very thought-provoking. Thank you very much. Until next time, thanks for everyone for tuning in and listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much.